on YouTube? It's your boy Sam from Team Samurai X1 here. Happy Tuesday! Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. In today's video, I'm gonna keep it short and simple on the intro, alright? Myutant deck profile, new world premiere archetype, Konami just released, like, now. The deck is insane. I'm gonna showcase you guys some cool combos you guys can do with this deck, and I'll showcase you guys a competitive deck profile when it comes to utilizing this deck for the brand new 2020 metagame. So you guys better be prepared for it. Alright, for those of you here on the channel for the very first time, consider hitting the subscribe button. Make sure you guys turn on this. You guys know the drill, man. I don't have to turn on the bell. That'll be absolutely amazing. Don't forget to break uppercut elbow and that thumbs up button for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh videos, man. And as always, if you guys want to see a certain deck profile, make sure you guys comment your deck profile request in the comment section below. Come on, guys, what are you doing? Comment. All right, guys, to waste any more of your time, without further ado, let's jump straight into this brand new competitive Myutant deck profile for the 2020 format. All right, guys, let's begin. Alright guys, welcome to the brand new Myutant deck profile. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So first and foremost, you're gonna play, of course, the best Myutant monster in the entire deck. Well, there's two, which is Myutant M-05. This card is absolutely incredible. What this card basically does, it's the Stratos of the deck. Whenever this card is normal summon or a special summon, you get to add a Myutant monster directly from your deck to your hand. And this card and the other level 4 lore Myutant monster have the exact same ability, where it reads that you can tribute this card, then banish one card from your hand or face up on the field, special summon one monster from your hand or deck based on the banished card. So if you banish a monster, you get a special summon Myutant Beast directly from your hand or deck. If you banish a spell card, you get a special summon Myutant Mist directly from your deck. And if you banish a trap card, you get a special summon Myutant Arsenal directly from your hand or deck. So this card is absolutely phenomenal. The most important thing is that upon summon, whether that'll be normal summon or special summon, it gets to search a Myutant monster directly from your deck to your hand. So Myutant M-05, you want to maximize yourself on actually seeing this card. This card is like the best starter in your entire deck. Next off, its counterpart, you're going to play, of course, triple copies of Myutant ST46. This card is also absolutely incredible. It's the other counterpart to the M-05. What this card does is that when this card is summoned, you basically get to search a Myutant spell or trap card directly from your deck to your hand, and the secondary ability is the exact same as M-05. Tribute this card and banish a card from your hand or face on the field. Spell, special Myutant Mist. Trap, special Myutant Arsenal. So opening up with ST-46 and also M-05 gives you a first turn 2-card combo, which is absolutely incredible. And I'll showcase you guys that combo near the end of the video, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So you want to maximize yourself on playing 6 of the best starter cards in your deck 100,000%. So 3 copies of 46 and 3 copies of 05. Absolutely mandatory to play in your deck. Next off, for your boss monsters, you're going to play, of course, double copies of Myutant Beast. Card's amazing. 1 copy of Myutant Arsenal, and last but not least, the 1 copy of Myutant Mist. These are the cards that you kind of never want to see in your hand, but if you open them up, you can still combo off, because you can still banish these cards from your hand to trigger off your M- monsters and ST46, which is absolutely phenomenal. What Myutant Beast does is it cannot be special summoned except by the effect of a mutant card. Your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. Amazing. You can only use each of the following effect of Myutant Beast once per turn. When your opponent activates a spell card or effect, you can banish 1 card from your hand or field, negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. So it doesn't negate and destroy, but it negate and banishes, which is absolutely insane. So Beast is just very, very nice. And its secondary ability reads that if this card is in owner possession, is destroyed by your opponent's card, whether not by an effect or by battle, you basically get to recycle one of your mutant traps and add that to your hand, which is good. So this card recycles your mutant traps, which is amazing. Arsenal is really good. Your opponent cannot target this card with trap effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Mutant Arsenal once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can banish 1 card from your hand or field and target 1 monster on the field, banish it. So it's a monster disruption to help you interact during your opponent's turn to banish your combo pieces, so that way that your opponent doesn't combo off. So Arsenal is insane, and if this card is in owner possession, is destroyed by your opponent's card, you can target one of your banished mutant spells, add that to your hand. So this recycles traps and this recycles spells, whereas this recycles traps, whereas this recycles spells. And the last one is Myutant Mist. What it does is it cannot be special summoned except by the effective mutant card. Your opponent cannot target this card with spell effects. You can only use each the following effect Immune Mist once per turn. When your opponent activates a trap card or effect, you can banish one card from your hand or field, draw 2 cards. So this card's essentially a pot of greed for the deck, which is really good. In my opinion, this is like the worst one out of them 2, but I felt like you still need to play 1 copy of this card because it provides you a body on the board and it's fairly easy to get out, which is why Immune Mist and all the bigger Immune monsters are very important not to play in the deck. And it also helps you get access to Ultimates easier because these are all level 8 Immune monsters, which is really good. And last effect, if this card is in your possession, is destroyed by your opponent's card. You can target one of your banished Myutant monsters and recycle that to your hand, which is really, really good. So 1 Mist, 1 Arsenal, and double Beast. I feel like Beast is the most prominent because you have the most monsters in the deck. You can easily banish monsters to special and Beast directly from the deck, which is really good. And in the video, I'll showcase you guys some cool combos that you guys can do involving these cards right here. So 1 of each Myutant monsters and double copies of the Beast right here. So that's pretty much it for all the Myutant monsters playing the deck. As you know, newer sets are released, there's definitely going to be more support for this deck, 100,000%. So the deck is fine the way it is, but definitely in the future, the deck is just going to get better and better. Alright guys, off to the hand traps. Definitely the best hand trap in the deck is Triple Dimension Shifter. This card is insane. Literally wrecks the entire meta at the moment. What it does is that if you have no cards in your graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the grave until the end of your next turn. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. So this deck does not care about any of your cards getting banished whatsoever. So it's a big Macrocosmos which deals with the entire meta at the moment. Activate this card, pretty much win the duel, and this deck functions the best using your banish cards, so it doesn't matter if you banish any cards. As long as you get to banish your mutant cards, you're able to recycle them back using your mutant's effects, and also cards like Mutant Cry, Tell Fusion for your banish, which is insane, right? So Shifter is insane. So one of the best anti-meta cards right now. Activate this card, you win the duel. So Shifter is the nuts, and you don't care about your cards getting banished. Obviously, you're playing Triple Ash Blossom, one of the most versatile hand traps in today's metagame. Obviously, very important to play. And last but not least, you're playing, of course, Triple Infinite Impermanence, which is really good. Impermanence is also really important because it is a trap card, which you can banish off your mutant monsters to special summon your arsenal directly from the deck, which is really good, right? So Impermanence is very, very nice. Alright guys, off to the spells. Obviously, Triple Mutant Evolution Lab. And like, this card's insane, it's the nuts. You must maximize from actually playing 3 copies of this card. When this card is activated, you can special one of your level 4 lore mutant monsters from your hand or that is banished. Card's insane already. Free summon off your banish, which is ridiculous. Mutant monster you control gains 100 attack for each of your banished mutant cards with different names. Once returned during your main phase, you can place 1 mutant monster from your hand on the bottom of your deck, and if you do, draw 1 card. So recycles your dead mutants like your mutant beasts, arsenal, or mist that you drawn, and put on the bottom of your deck to draw 1 free card, which is really good. But nonetheless, this card's a very awesome extender to help special summon your ST46 or M-05 from your banish zone to trigger off their abilities, so just nice. So Evolution Lab is crazy. Next off, of course, the only 1 copy of Mutant Fusion. I felt like you can easily go into Predator Plant Verde Anaconda and just search this. This card is always searchable, this card is always recyclable, so I felt like it's not necessary to play multiple copies of Mutant Fusion in my personal opinion. I felt like the way that this deck is played is a control type deck with a lot of trap cards in the deck, in my opinion. So if you guys want to maximize yourself and actually playing the fusion, you guys can go ahead and do so. But I feel like throughout testing, only 1 fusion is more than enough, and it's also searchable and it's easily accessible off Verde Anaconda as well. So fusion is nice. It's not like a Shaddoll fusion. You can't say it's a Shaddoll fusion. Shaddoll fusion is just so much more superior than this card. This card is just like a generic polymerization for the deck, which if your opponent were to activate a card or effect this turn, you can use 1 material from the deck, right? So it is not the greatest. You can play this as multiples if you want, but I felt like you can play better cards out there, and Cry is the card that you want to focus on 100,000% of the time. So the 1 fusion is more than enough in my opinion. Next off, the God card, 1 E-Telly. You open up this card, you win the duel. So E-Telly is insane. Last but not least, for your spells, Triple Extrav, really good cards. You don't care about your extra deck whatsoever. So you activate Extrav, draw 2 cards for free. Cards and nuts. Alright guys, off to your trap cards. The best trap card in the way that this deck is supposed to be played is a control heavy deck is Triple Mutant Cry. This card is ridiculous. What this card does is that during the main phase, fusion summon 1 mutant fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling the fusion materials listed or in the deck from among your cards on the field, in your graveyard, and are face up banished. So it's a miracle fusion from your field, from your banish, and also from the graveyard, which is ridiculous. Only if this card can be activated during the battle phase. It would have been insane because you can out the Tyranno by activating Mutant Cry in the battle phase, but unfortunately it can't. And nonetheless, this card is really good to help get access to Synthesis to pop cards during your opponent's turn. So Mutant Cry is just ridiculous. The card that you want to prioritize on getting on the field as quickly as possible. So Triple Mutant Cry, really great fusion trap card. Next off, like this card is the nuts as well. Triple Mutant Expansion. This card is insane. It's kind of like the Ultrageist personal spoofing, but kind of better for this deck. Basically what this card does, when this card is activated, you can take one level 4 lore mutant monster from your deck, either add it to your hand or special summon it. So this card is like an E-Telly built in for the deck. Too bad it's on a spell card, it's a trap card, which is still pretty good. It's a continuous trap, which you can easily banish to trigger off your level 4 lore mutant monsters, which is nice, and also has amazing ability where if a level 8 or higher mutant monsters you control will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card you control instead. So it's like kind of like Return of the Dragon Lord to the deck, which is amazing. But Mutant Expansion, really good. Helps you have amazing follow-ups the following turn, which is nice. And I'll showcase you guys a combo where you guys can utilize this card right here. So Expansion is the nuts. Next off for your Floodgates, there can be only one. Activate this card, you win the duel. So like I said, this deck is a control-heavy deck. You basically play more on your opponent's turn, and then for the follow-ups, you just OTK and kill your opponent, right? So there can only be one is just the nuts. This card is just so good. Next off, you're gonna play, of course, double Dogmatica Punishment. I felt like this deck is a control deck, so sending your Entis to the graveyard to pop 2 cards is insane. And in most cases, you don't need to rely on your extra deck as often. Punishment is just so much reward, you know, so much destructive ability built in one card. Card is just so good. And last but not least, I'm playing, of course, double Trap Tricks to round off for your trap cards. This is amazing. Trap Trick basically ensures that you have 4 Dogmatica Punishment, you have 5 Mutant Cry, and you also have 5 Infinite Impermanence, which is really good. So Trap Tricks just becomes any of these names, which is incredible, right? So more trap card names for the deck, more control for the deck, and just provides you a little bit more aggressiveness with punishment too, which is nice. So double Trap Tricks should do the work to search your normal traps, which is really nice. So that will pretty much round off for all the traps I'm playing in the deck, and that's a perfect 40 card deck right there. Last but not least, a lot of you guys are gonna hate me for playing this, but you guys don't have to play this, but I'm playing the Red Eyes package, so the Red Eyes Fusion, and of course the Mago Negro and also the Red Eyes right here. It is not mandatory to play this at all. I always like to add this for the 43rd card because it gives you a high reward by going to Viridian Anaconda, because first turn 2 cards gives you Synthesis and also Dragoons, which is insane. Like if you can build your board to back up your board with Dragoons on the board, why not? Like Dragoon's literally unbeatable. If you slap Dragoons, most decks can't beat it, right? So if you have access to Dragoons, why not play it, right? So Red Eyes Fusion, and especially if I'm building this deck to be as competitive as possible, Red Eyes Fusion is absolutely mandatory, right? So it's easy to get access to Dragoons in the deck alongside Synthesis, and I'll show you guys that combo in a second. So now pretty much around off for the main deck, you guys don't have to play this. You guys can cut this out to have an exactly 40 card deck. So that's pretty much it for the main. Alright guys, start with the extra deck real quick. You want to start off with, of course, Triple Mutant Ultimus right here. This card's ridiculous. Requires 3 level 8 or higher mutant monsters, and when a card or effect is activated, you can banish 1 mutant card from your hand, graveyard, or face on the field of the same type, monster, spell, or trap, negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. Negate the activation and banish is always a great thing. If this fusion card control is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can add up to 3 of your banished mutant cards, up 1 of each monster, spell, or trap to your hand. So this card can easily recycle your banished mutant card, and that's why Dimension Shifter is amazing, because you don't care about your banished cards, you can easily get them back using cards like Ultimate. So this card's like the ultimate Providence for the deck, which is nice. And it's also 3,500, which is insane, because you can Dogmatica Punishment, send this to the graveyard, and then you can pop Tyranno during the battle phase, which is really good. So that's a quick fact that you guys need to know. Obviously, triple Synthesis right here. This card is insane, as well as a level 9 monster, one of the best disruptions during your opponent's turn. If this card is fusion summoned, target 1 card on the field, destroy it. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can activate its effect. For the rest of this turn, this face-up card is unaffected by the effects of an opponent's cards of the same type, monster, spell, or trap, as of that card. If this fusion summon card you control is destroyed by opponent's card, you can add 1 of your banished mutant cards to your hand, which is really good. So Synthesis is just very nice. Summon this card, pop your opponent's card, insane. Next, of course, for the Dogmatica package, I'm playing Triple Entis. Card's ridiculous, and you're also playing Extrab as well, right? So you want to have targets for your punishment. You want Makaba and also the Nova. If your opponent doesn't play around, these cards right here with Maximus, you basically win the duel. You send Entis, send Nova, summon Makaba, free negate, which is insane. Next, you're playing, of course, double Predator Plant Viridian Anaconda, 2 copies for the Extravagance, which is really good. Next, you're playing the 1 Cross Shape. Really nice if you banish your Viridian Icona. Hopefully you can still go into Cross Shape, so that way that you can recycle your M-05 or ST46 from your graveyard, but we're using Cross Sheep's ability to special summon tiers out the field to search, which is really nice. So Cross Sheep is kind of like your expansion if you don't open up with expansion. And last but not least, I'm playing, of course, the God card himself, Red Eyes Dark Dragoons. Card's insane. So if you banish Dragoons, you can either make Predator Plant Viridian Anaconda to send your fusion, to summon your synthesis, or you can go into Cross Sheep to help you make your recovery plays the following turn, which is really good. But Dragoons is just so much a high reward card. Card wins games on its own. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for the main deck. I feel like main deck is absolutely perfect. Let's go on with 2 combos you guys can actually do with this deck right here. Alright guys, let's get started with the first combo real quick. All you need is Myutant M-05 and Myutant Evolution Lab, and you pretty much have a pretty solid first turn opening board when it comes to utilizing the brand new Mutant cards for the 2020 metagame. Alright guys, before we get started with the combo, if you guys haven't gotten your beautiful Spirit Charmers playmat, make sure you guys get it today. Hit the link down below at tx1.com. Thank you guys so much for those who purchased the playmat. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, so thank you, thank you, thank you. So, very simple. You're gonna normal summon your M-05. You're gonna activate M-05's ability to search your copy of ST-46. And now what you're gonna do is that you're gonna activate M-05's ability to tribute itself, banish your ST-46 from your hand that you searched to special summon your copy of Mutant Beast directly from the deck. So now you can activate your Evolution Lab to special one of your banished level 4 or mutant monsters. So you have Mutant ST-46 that is banished. Special this card for your banish zone. Since you didn't utilize this card's ability yet, once this card is normal summon or special summon, this card gets to search your mutant spell or trap card directly from your deck to your hand. So the mutant card that you're going to search is your Mutant Cry. And now what you can do is that you can use Mutant Beast and also your ST-46 to summon, of course, your Predator Plant Viridian Anaconda. And then you can activate Viridian Anaconda's effect. Send your Red Eyes package to the graveyard, okay, to special summon your Red Eyes Dark Dragoons. And that will pretty much give you your first turn 2 disruption boards right here. It's not the greatest like every other deck like Phantom Knight does, but it gives you ability to actually control the board with Mutant Cry and also Red Eyes Dark Dragoons. If you are not playing Dragoons, what you can do, you can actually activate ST-46 to tribute itself and banish the Evolution Lab that's on your field, special summon Mist that's in your deck. Essentially right here you have 2 disruptions still, but I felt like Dragoon is obviously way better than Beast, right? Like you have an Omni Negate, whereas this only negates spells, and then during your opponent's turn you can activate Mutant Cry to special summon your Synthesis right here. But I felt like with this board right here, you have a Dragoon Negate, which is better than Beast, and then you can activate Mutant Cry to special summon Synthesis, and then you can pop a card, right? Going back to this position right here, once you special summon ST-46 using Evolution Lab, if you guys don't want to play Viridian Anaconda, you can actually use these 2 to special summon, of course, your Cross Sheep, if you're not playing Viridian Anaconda, and then during your opponent's turn, you can activate your Mutant Cry right here to shuffle back Beast and also ST-46, special summon your Synthesis right here, and then Cross Sheep will also trigger to special summon your M-05 directly from your grave, and then you can activate this effect to research your ST-46 directly from your deck to your hand for more follow-up plays during the following turn. That's pretty much it for the first combo, but what happens if, let's say, you open up with expansion, okay? What happens if that hand included a mutant expansion? Let's find out. Alright guys, so here is a continuation of combo number 1. So it's the exact same combo, but what if you open up with expansion, right? It's either or. If you open up with expansion, you search the Cry. If you open up with the Cry, you search the expansion. This is your turn, okay? You make this entire board, you pass your turn to your opponent, okay? What you do is that you can activate your Mutant Cry, shuffle back your Beast, and also your ST-46 directly to the deck to make your Synthesis. What you can do is that you can actually activate your Mutant Expansion, activate this card's effect to special summon your M-05 directly from the deck. So you're going to special summon this card from your deck. Once this card is special summoned, you know what happens. M-05 will get its ability to search your ST-46 directly from your deck to your hand. Okay, so this is everything during your opponent's turn. Special summon this card on your opponent's turn, search your ST-46. What can you do the following turn? So, what you're going to do on the following turn is that you're going to normal summon the ST-46 that you search off the M-05. Activate 46's effect to search another copy of your Mutant Evolution Lab directly from your deck to your hand. So you search the lab, and now what you do is that using ST-46 ability, tribute itself, banish the M-05 to special summon 1 Mutant Beast directly from the deck. And now what you can do is that you can activate your Evolution Lab that you search off the ST-46. The second copy, once it's activated, special summon M-05 directly from your banish zone. Since it's your turn and you use this effect on your opponent's turn, you can activate this card's ability to search your ST-46 directly from your deck to your hand for more follow-ups. And now what you do is that you can activate your M-05's ability, tribute itself, banish the expansion, special summon your Myutant Arsenal directly from your deck. So this is literally off just one extra card, either a Cry or Expansion. Expansion will give you all of this the following turn. And then if this is still in the field, you can activate Viridiana Conduits as use the fusion, which is insane, right? So this is the following turn right here. How much damage is this? I don't even know. This looks like it's more than game, right? That's some pretty basic combos you guys can do with this deck. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give this video a huge thumbs up. That'll be absolutely amazing. Stay tuned for more awesome deck profile, guys. I got a lot of deck profiles this week for you guys to check out on what's going to be coming up for the new meta. And that's pretty much it. This is your boy Sam from Team Sam signing out. All right, guys. Peace.
Be sure to get your playmat today at tsx1.com.